Hello, my beautiful creatives, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chrissie B, and I'm a creativity coach hoping to empower and inspire you to live a more creative life every day. Today, we are working in our soul books, and I thought today would be a good day to choose my word of the year, and actually not just choose my word of the year, but put it in my soul book. So I have a spread dedicated to my word of the year. Now this year I've decided that my word of the year is embrace. I actually made this super simple on myself. I just went to Google and I just said define embrace. And this was the actual definition of the word embrace. Now for me, embrace for this year means embracing the changes going on in my life, embracing this new adventure, embracing my body, embracing all that I am, flaws and all, and really embracing this new journey that I'm going on through not only my art channel and full-time RV living, but living in the country and eventually living at the coast. So that's what this word is about for me this year. It's about embracing all that is coming my way, all the goodness coming my way. It's just to embrace it. My plan at the moment is to just create. And I don't know exactly what that means just yet, but I'm thinking a dark blue. I really want a dark blue. So I have this heavy body acrylic Liquitex. It's basically a phthalo blue-green shade. And this one is turquoise deep. They both seem really dark. At least the little color swatches do. I don't know. But then I also have this really awesome quinacridone blue violet. I also have a cobalt turquoise. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I do know that I would love to get a palette knife and start scraping some paint on my page. So that one is going to be the one I'm going to use. I'm also going to have a paper towel and some, I think I've just decided in my head what I'm going to do. Paper towel and some baby wipes on hand. And I'm going to grab my gesso. I have not done this technique in this soul book, so I think it's as good a time as any. To make this technique work, you're going to need some gesso. I use the Liquitex professional grade gesso. I really love this a lot because it's really thin, but it covers really well, and it's rather smooth. It doesn't have too much tooth. I'm going to put these aside for a momentito. I might use them all, actually, knowing myself. And I'm going to use my palette knife to spread some gesso around. Can you hear my puppies playing? Why is it that whenever you turn the camera on and hit record, that is the moment that they either decide that they need to eat their crunchy food or they need to wrestle on the floor right under your feet? Okay, so now while I finish letting that dry, and because I did scrape it on rather thin, it's pretty dry now, but I want to let it dry a little bit longer. I pulled out a 1-inch Dina Wakley brush. I also pulled out 3 Dina Wakley stencils. It doesn't matter if you don't have these exact stencils. Any stencils will do. And I want to work kind of quickly, so I'm going to pull all 3 stencils out of their packaging. So now I've got all 3 of those ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the 4 colors that I've chosen, and I don't know which one I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose the turquoise deep, and I'm going to just put a couple of dots down. Don't want to use too much, but I'm going to leave one dot alone and work with the other one, and I'm going to kind of spread it around a little bit. And then I'm going to set this down. I'll set it down over here. Be fine. Grab one of my stencils and a baby wipe, a wet baby wipe, and I'm going to see if I can take some of the color off through the stencil. Whoops. And don't do it too hard. Be gentle. Apparently, I'm talking to myself. Be gentle. And you do want to kind of hurry because you need your paint to be wet to make this work. I am then going to take the stencil and move the blue paint down lower on the page where there may not have been paint yet. So you'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment. Give me a second. Okay. And that is my first one. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. There's no real rocket science about this. I just want to get some color down. And I'm going to use the same stencil. Same baby wipe, and just, oops, very carefully, without bending my stencil too much, I'm picking up paint and putting down paint. That's all this baby wipe is doing. And because there's a stencil in the way, it's leaving a design. And it's okay if the paint, see how the paint's kind of gotten over here a little bit? That's okay. I'm gonna set that stencil aside. I'm gonna kind of make that purposeful. Okay, now I'm gonna take another color, which I'm going to use the cobalt turquoise. Again, I have no idea how this is gonna work together. Girls, Mom is trying to film, you sillies. I'm not going to wash my brush off in between colors. I'm just going to kind of wipe it off so I have really a dry brush. And when I spread my paint around, I do want to go over one of the color patches that I've already done. I'm going to do the same thing. Grab a new baby wipe. And I'm going to grab another stencil. This one was called Fractured Circles, is that right? And then I'm just going to wipe up some color. And put down color. So there's that one. Now the reason this works is because there's gesso on the page. The gesso acts as a barrier between the paint and the paper, giving it something to sit on top of. And because it has something to sit on top of, I then have the ability to wipe some of that off. That's what the gesso lets you do. Okay, there is that one. And I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to use the quinacridone blue violet. I think because they're all in the cool color family, that should be okay. That was a lot of purple I put over here. Whoopsie. I'm going to again wipe my brush off on my paper towel. Kind of just get it pretty dry again, but not necessarily cleaned. I will dunk it in water and clean it after I'm all finished. I'm going to start up here. Let's move some things out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing. See how I kind of, this is what painting with a baby wipe looks like. This is what wiping off with the baby wipe looks like. So experiment with that. See if you can get it to work in a way that makes you happy. I love this technique. It's one of my favorites. Now I'm going to take a quick break, give this a chance to dry. I'm also going to clean up my stencils and my paintbrush, and I will be right back. Okay, so that is mostly dry now. I have pulled out two different StazOn pads. One is Midnight Blue and one is Timber Brown. I also pulled out some stencils. These are Tim Holtz. This one's Halftone and Rings. And then I also pulled out his Industrial Blueprint. I really like this cog set here, and I really like the circles. I want to kind of keep repeating the same kind of patterns I've got going here. So I'm going to start with the cog one. I do not want to put a full image down. I just want to kind of get portions of the stamp down. And I'm going to kind of just roll it into random places. So I get part of a stamp. But see, you can see, like, I love that. That's cool. Just kind of touch it down, touch it down, touch it down. Remember, a lot of this is going to be covered with words, so this is just like texture that's peeking out the back. I'm going to walk it off a couple times just to clean my stamp. That's as much stamp cleaning I actually do. And now I'm going to move to the rings one. And I'm going to change the midnight blue stays on for this one. I like the blue. I'm just going to do the same thing. Just kind of keep stamping it in random places. Any place that I feel like maybe it needs to have a couple of rings. I will let it fall off of the edge of the page. That's fine with me. I do not want them to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. I just love how randomly messy this looks. To me, in my world, we call that texture. I love how texturized it is. So that makes me super jazzed. I think that I need to have some white circles, maybe. I also have to remember that my main imagery, which is the words, are all circles, are all white as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my page here that I printed out, and I'm going to cut them up, and I will be right back. Instead of having you watch me do that because it's boring, I will cut this up and be right back. Okay, so I have all my little papers cut out. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I do know that there's a part of me that wants to have like a white piece of paper that I can like journal in what embrace means to me. I don't like how unbalanced this is. So I feel like now I need to have some kind of an image down here and a large something up there with an image up in the corner. Okay, I've got myself stuck. I'm not sure what to do. What if I pulled out a card? There's a part of me, the intelligent part of me, the one that knows that a dictionary should have its numbers in order and lined up, wants me to do this with it. The artsy me knows that that does not look great and I don't want it like that. So after a big mess, I pulled out things from everywhere. I really like the idea of doing a tag like this. And it just dawned on me, why use a tag when I can just make a tag? I like the idea of doing a two-sided tag is what I'm thinking. And then this side can be something I can pull out and color on whenever I want to. And this side could be the side that holds my embrace, my word of the year, somehow. And I'm going to use this tag as my template. And I really like this dark piece here, so I'm going to... Is that the one I want? I do have one tag that's a little bit larger. I'm going to use that. That's my template. Do you guys have a word of the year? Do you do that? I struggle with the word of the year. I don't know why. It just is so much harder than I think it needs to be. I make it so much harder than I think it needs to be. If you have a word of the year that you've chosen for 2018, will you put that in the comments down below? Let me know what words you've chosen and why you've chosen them. I love mandalas. I got this out of a mandala coloring book. I think I picked this book up for $5 someplace. I can't remember where. So what I'm going to do is I really want to have the center-ish of it. So I'm going to use my template again. So we can center that a little bit. Okay, so there's that little guy. Here is that little guy. Let me move all these others out of the way. I do have more ideas, but let's do them one at a time. And I want to basically glue them back to back. So I have one side looks like this, one side looks like that. I have my gluing magazine. I like to do my gluing on just a random magazine. Grab myself a glue stick. And since this blue cardstock, or this blue paper is more a cardstocky kind of thing, it's a little bit thicker than the other, I'm going to use that as my foundation. Now, I think what really started this idea was I wanted to create a pocket for my tag. I do have to do some trimming on that, which is fine. But I really wanted to do a pocket for my tag, so my tag kind of is an interactive element of this spread. So I wanted to do that in this black and white. Like that, so it can go either way. I love the idea of that. And because there's so much color on this page, I thought that would be a nice kind of transition. So I'm going to cut this black and white part. I don't want to take any of the flower, so save that for something else. Oh, that was so close. But it's perfect. Didn't plan that, just happened. And this is essentially my pocket now. In my mind, that's my pocket. Now I have options. I can put the embrace on here. I can have the definition here. I could put embrace on this page, like so. And I could put the words over here. I still want a little space to write out my own thoughts. And I think I will do that by writing that on a project life card. Haha, that's what I will do. Here's a gray one with green. I would write on the gray side and then tuck the green. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna do something to zhuzh up the front of the green here because I love that one. It's so cool. Okay, let's focus. I'm sure that there's others out there like me. Get so excited about your art supplies. You forget what you're doing. You end up in like an art supply vortex. Art supply of craziness. And I'm going to put this down like that, I think. And what am I gonna put up here? Me no know. Me no know. I want you in there. Let's see. Let's figure out what we're gonna do. Take my blue Stabilo all pencil and then do some scribbly marks around my word. I like to really over dramatize by making really good scribbles. Here's embrace. Here's the pronunciation of it. Messy. Anyone could do this. See, messy. Okay. I could choose to water activate that. I'm not sure if I will or not. I might even go around the edge. I'm going to take a small paintbrush, which is size 4. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure it's not on my book. You can see this is getting messy. And I'm going to take this and just activate the Stabilo pencil around the edge of my tag. So I don't mess any of that up. I'm going to just let it dry. And I know that because it is a Stabilo, it will dry a little bit lighter than what it's showing at the moment. In the meantime, let's glue these guys down. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute. I just purchased something at my local craft store, which I've never used before, but I've seen all of you paper crafters using. It's called score tape, double-sided adhesive. So I think that's what I want to put my pocket down with. Look at that out of the pocket. My first pocket of 2018. Woohoo! It's the little things, people. The little things. So remember, this is the one I'm actually going to write on. I'll write my thoughts about my word of the year. That will go there. I might tuck it in that way. This one, I don't know. I just want them all. Can I just have them all like that? Can't really see my word. Maybe I'll have to put my word again. Okay, so before I put my word again, I'm going to just take my blue Stabilo pencil and do that scribbly outline again. Again, don't want too perfect, so I'm messing it up a little bit. I really want it to be kind of nice and grungy. It's a little too something. A little too pristine, a little too something. And I might not use my punchinella. I will use this. My Tim Holtz. It looks like gauze, I think. A little Tim Holtz stencil. Let's grab out some white paint. I have a big old tube of titanium white, so I'm just going to put some on my finger. And kids, we're going to do some finger painting. Okay, so not a lot. Don't need a lot. I'll get more if I need more. And I will need more than that. I am just going to really rub it in. And I just want to see what it's going to do, actually. When all else fails, grab a paintbrush. Just kind of really scrub it in. There we go. I like that. Do want to put a little bit down here. Go over the paper I've got sitting there a little bit. Because the paper is so pristine, it seems a little off, honestly. So we're just going to kind of push that in a little bit. I'm going to do more to that. I just don't know what yet. And this is too perfectly straight, so here we go. It's subtle, but I like it. I'm going to take some turquoise, some Dina Wakley turquoise. And at this point, I'm just playing, peeps. My peeps, my beautiful creatives, I'm just playing. So at any point, you could totally be done with this, but I'm kind of on a roll. So I want to do some just straight finger painting. Okay. And to do that, I just want to kind of touch my finger down. Ooh, mess. Something like this. Let's just get some color down and don't worry about it too much. I'm going to keep going over here. I just want to like incorporate this in so it looks purposeful versus it being maybe an accident, like I need to cover something, because that was not the case. Okay. I don't always, but I usually decorate in 3, so I'm going to put a little more over here. Just kind of make a number of finger pokes. I guess I'll be done when I'm kind of like, okay, I'm done. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Anything else on that piece? On the background-ish? Let's use my other hand so they're not all going the exact same direction. I think one more thing I want to do, I want to use that same color and edge one of the Project Life cards. This one, I want to edge this with that same color, which I believe was turquoise, wasn't it? Yes, it's the Dina Wakley turquoise. Just kind of let the color touch and then smooth it out with your finger. One, it's not so pristine. It's kind of grunged up a little bit. And it's grunged up with turquoise. I mean, come on, seriously. And I'm going to just let that dry. Anywhere's probably fine, but I'm going to set it off to the side. That also makes that card kind of go with the background because it's kind of incorporated now because it's got the color that kind of pulls it all together. So it appears I lost my audio here, so I'm going to do voiceover from here on out for the rest of this video. Basically, I'm showing you that my tags are in place, I have reprinted my embrace, I have cut them out, and I'm getting ready to do some decorating behind them. I wanted to just glue them down, but I felt like something was missing, so I went into my sticker stash and I found a couple of small stickers. These are planner stickers actually. The stripe one I liked because it picked up the stripes from the pocket that I had created. And then I really liked this one because it has gold foil plus signs on it. And that, I don't know, just made me happy. So I thought those would be a great background for my embrace signs. And then for my pocket, so it didn't feel left out, I put a sticker on top of that as well. And it's black and white, but it also has some touches of that same gold foil embellishment. So I wanted to take that gold foil and make sure it was in both places. And I'm not sure why here I'm being super anal about making sure that this sticker is absolutely straight, which is kind of crazy. I do have an idea on how I'm going to use that sticker on top of that pocket, but I'll get to that in just a minute. What I'm doing now is I'm just taking a moment to actually glue down the two embrace. One is the embrace word itself, and then one is the pronunciation of the word embrace. Now that all that is in place, I'm just making sure that everything looks straight-ish. Because I really love the gold embellishment under the embrace and also on top of the pocket there, I decided to take my Uniball Gel Impact Gold pen in 1.0 millimeters and do some little doodly circles. I thought that would help carry the gold around the spread a little bit, so it didn't look quite so random. So the spread is almost done. What I'm doing now is I am writing on my little sticker there, basically listing out some things that I want to embrace this year. That's what that little sticker is for. Here I'm showing you that my tags are essentially done. I really enjoy this large tag with the embrace on one side and the coloring page mandala on the other side. I think it'll be something fun to come back to and play and doodle on and color in when I feel like doing so. For this smaller of the two tags, I am going to be on the hunt for some imagery. I really feel like something should go there that, I don't know, floats my boat. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'll be on the hunt for that. So that's what that will be. And then on the other side of this card, I kind of wrote what my word means to me, embrace, and how it came to be my word for this year. Another thing that I will be on the hunt for is for the two whole sections at the top. I'd really like to find some muslin ribbon or some lace or something kind of cool to hang out of those two little things like bookmark edges. And then here is just a close-up of all of the juicy goodness that I did in this page today. I kind of went a little crazy. This page just seemed to go on and on and on forever, especially as I'm editing it, but I really had a lot of fun doing it, and I actually have fallen absolutely in love with this page. That is pretty much it for this spread. I really enjoyed doing this. I know watching this video as I'm doing the editing, I actually got a little bit out of control because I really had no idea what I was doing, but I really had started kind of getting into the mode of just playing and having fun. So when all was said and done, and now I look at this page now, I love this page so much. It's one of my absolute favorites, and I'm so glad that I did just let myself play and be silly and do whatever I wanted. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate you stopping by. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any content. And don't forget to click on that little bell. I really appreciate you. Until next time, bye for now.